Yet another harebrained idea. Asylum seekers to pay £10,000 towards living costs under new UK law. This is Shabana Mahmood's mean-tested scheme, included in the Immigration and Asylum Bill, which has been condemned by charities for placing a tax on refugees. Because God forbid anyone should come to this country and pay any tax. Asylum seekers will be ordered to pay about £10,000 to cover their state-funded living costs or be denied settled status in the UK. First thing, 10 grand doesn't sound very much, does it? When you consider social housing, schools, doctors' appointments, costs of the NHS, prescriptions, having the taxis and the Ubers paid for to get them to all their appointments, because they're very busy people. This is from The Guardian, and it goes on to say the amount of money raised will be relatively small because less than 15% of refugees earn more than £20,000 5 years after being granted asylum, according to an immigration expert. That's not very much for a doctor or an engineer, is it? 20 grand a year? I thought they'd be earning miles more than that. The plans were disclosed by Shabana Mahmood because she's under so much pressure from Reform and Restore. Because of the amount of money that's being spent. Apparently $4 billion a year on asylum accommodation and support. Wow. I mean, if they can afford to pay the people traffickers, then why not pay some to the British state, you know? Imran Hussain, Director of External Affairs at the Refugee Council, said, quote, imposing what amounts to an extra tax on refugees who the Home Office accepts have arrived here after fleeing persecution, torture and war is unfair, impractical and makes it much harder for families to rebuild their lives and stand on their own feet. But this is the conceit, isn't it? Because how many of them are fleeing war, fleeing persecution, fleeing torture? How many of them are just coming here for a better life? And they know the easiest way to do that is to just get in the country by hook or by crook, claim asylum, because this government is so obsessed with trying to get down backlogs, they're just waving people through, rubber stamping them. In 2023, an estimated 13% of people granted refugee status 5 years earlier were earning at least £20,000, with the rest either not working or on lower earnings. So only 13% of people 5 years after being granted the claim are earning over 20 grand a year. But again, you know, this is official statistics. How many are working in the black economy, working in barber shops, car washes, doing a bit of vape shops, cash in hand, you know, building, construction. So yeah, it just seems like a lot of hot air from Shabana Mahmood, a policy designed to grab headlines and have zero impact. Perversely, you could have a situation where these asylum seekers, once they've been granted, won't want to get a job because they'll have an effective higher tax rate. The ones that do want to work legitimately in the economy. Anyway, thanks for joining me if you made it this far. And remember, keep watching them closely. They hope you don't.